Who the hell is that ugly woman? My God, is that really Mr. Ethan's wife? That ugly thing? I can't believe he's not disgusted. Imagine hearing those cruel whispers as you walk through a crowded lobby, all eyes judging you. This is the story of Jessica, a woman caught in an arranged marriage, forced to hide her true self to escape it. But what happens when her plan backfires in the most unexpected way? Stay tuned to Dark Voices to find out. Those were just a few of the remarks Jessica heard while walking through the wide lobby of her husband's company. Ethan was one of the best architects in the country, sought after even internationally for his skill in designing buildings. Meanwhile, Jessica was the daughter of a teacher and a businessman. And because of an arranged marriage, she had to pretend. That woman is so ugly, someone whispered. What do you think she gave Mr. Ethan to drink? Look at her clothes and her face, an older woman said with a sneer. Can you believe the audacity of these gossipers? Keep watching Dark Voices to see how Jessica handles the drama. When Jessica stepped out of the elevator, she headed straight to her husband's office and ignored the busybodies. She knew they would only dare to speak words behind her back and wouldn't actually hurt her. They'd be in big trouble with her husband if they tried. Ma'am, please wait for Mr. Ethan, said an assistant politely. He's still in a heated meeting. I'll prepare some food for you. Jessica nodded. Thank you, she said with a small smile. I'll leave you here for now, Mom. The assistant left. Jessica took a deep breath and looked at her own appearance. She laughed when she saw the fake mask she was wearing, full of pretend pimples. She also laughed at how thick her eyebrows were, as well as her fake eyelashes. Even her hair was covered with a wig, curly enough to make her look like a laundry lady with 6 kids. What are you doing here? Ethan asked as he walked into his office. She glanced up at him and smiled. I just wanted to visit and see what you're doing. Why? She sat in the visitor's chair. Nothing. Is it wrong for you to drop by? Or have you found someone else you like? Jessica asked. When will this marriage of ours finally end? Ethan paused, studying his wife. We're not ending this marriage no matter what happens. Why don't you want to? Aren't you embarrassed to have a wife who's ugly and tacky like some laundry lady? Jessica asked with a smirk. Ethan did not respond and busied himself with the stacks of paperwork on his desk. This had been Jessica's life since becoming his wife, and she couldn't understand why he refused to let her go. If you have nothing else to say, I'll have my driver take you home, Ethan said. Jessica grinned. Why do you keep dodging me whenever I talk about replacing me with someone else? What you're saying isn't important. We shouldn't discuss it, Ethan's tone was dismissive. Why? Asked Jessica. Is it because my family is pitiful? Or maybe you just owe my dad too much. Jessica knew how big a debt of gratitude Ethan owed her family because her father once saved his life. In return, Ethan had to marry her, and their family's businesses had to merge to expand their reach. Stop with the questions, Jessica. I've said before, this marriage is a business arrangement. Fine, Jessica said with a huff. So, why don't you just find another woman? She pressed. I never take marriage lightly, no matter who the woman is. You're my wife, Jessica. I can't possibly look for someone else while we're still married, Ethan said quietly. And I wouldn't do that anyway. Jessica swallowed as if those words cast a spell on her. Her heart pounded faster, and she shook her head to clear it. Fine, I'm leaving, she said, standing up abruptly. I already texted Frank. He's on his way here, Ethan said. Jessica left his office in annoyance, ignoring the disgusted looks from onlookers. She got into the elevator and wondered why Ethan absolutely refused to let her go. What was it about her? Ma'am, Jessica, Frank called out as soon as the elevator doors opened and she stepped out. Hey, she said quietly. Mr. Ethan asked me to pick you up, Frank explained. He told me that earlier, Jessica said sadly. Frank frowned at her tone. Are they still bullying you here? Don't let them get to you. You're actually quite pretty. Jessica looked up and laughed dryly. She simply followed Frank, who was assuring her how beautiful she was. She shook her head and got into the car, still thinking of new ways to disgust Ethan. What could I do to make him want to get rid of me? She muttered to herself in the car. Maybe I'll cheat on him. No, she concluded, shaking her head and sighing. She was running out of ideas, especially now that they were married, and she was bound to Ethan. Hey, you think my outfit is revolting? Jessica asked him later. Look, isn't this hideous? A dress and pants. She gave Ethan a smug look, determined to annoy him. It definitely wasn't her usual fashion style, but she hoped he'd recoil and leave her. Stop that, Jessica, Ethan said. What? Are you grossed out yet? She asked gleefully. Ethan shook his head and looked up from whatever he was reading. Just eat. We have to leave early tomorrow. Jessica blinked in surprise, seeing how he was staring at her layered outfit, a dress over pants. He even seemed amused by it, which made her clench her jaw before plopping down opposite him. If you try again what you did before, it won't work on me anymore. Jessica, we're married now, Ethan reminded her. I just wanted to show you my clothes, that's all. I'm not up to anything, Jessica lied, prompting Ethan to smirk. Really? Is that your way of making me cringe so I'd leave you? No, Jessica defended herself quickly, avoiding his gaze. Why would I do that? You're being presumptuous. They ate quietly. When they finished, Jessica pouted and followed Ethan to his car. She was startled when he opened the door for her. She blushed and looked at him questioningly. Thanks, she said softly. My pleasure, Ethan teased. What? Jessica asked, her brows furrowed. He just shrugged, closed the door, and walked around to get in the driver's seat. Their ride was silent until they arrived at the building where Ethan worked. Do whatever you want while I'm busy. Let me know if you need anything, Ethan said. Even if you're in the middle of a meeting, she teased. He smiled. Even if I'm in the middle of a meeting, Jessica. She swallowed hard and followed him, still wearing her tacky outfit and glasses. Once they got out of the elevator, they went separate ways for their tasks. Jessica stayed in the pantry to get some food and think. Well, Mr. Ethan's wife is here again, Tiffany remarked. She was always quick to bully Jessica given the chance. It's really mind-boggling that Mr. Ethan won't leave you. What's the reason? A love potion? Why? Jessica asked, stirring her juice. You jealous? Me? Jealous of you? Tiffany pointed at herself and laughed. Why would I be jealous of someone who looks like you? Look at you. Are you sure? Jessica smiled. Tiffany stepped back after shoving Jessica, glaring at her. Jessica looked down at the juice she spilled on her clothes. Tiffany laughed at the stain on Jessica's dress, but Jessica's expression remained unreadable. See, you belong in the trash with that face of yours, plus that tacky outfit. You think you're untouchable just because Mr. Ethan will defend you, but the truth is he just pities you, Tiffany sneered. Jessica shrugged. Of everything you just said, I'm trying to see if I even care. What did you say? Tiffany demanded angrily. Jessica yelped when Tiffany grabbed her and dragged her over to where employees were watching with wide eyes. Jessica didn't fight back, but she discreetly scratched Tiffany's arm, causing Tiffany to scream. Jessica clutched her wig, making sure it didn't come off. No one could see her real appearance. You think you can fool me with your sassy comebacks? Your ugliness belongs somewhere specific, and you know where that is? Tiffany raised her voice. The garbage. Get it? Know your place. You're only strong here because Mr. Ethan will stand up for you. But honestly, he just feels sorry for you. Hey, Tiffany, that's enough, one employee shouted. You're going to be in big trouble with Mr. Ethan. Shut up, fool, Tiffany shouted back, still pulling Jessica's hair. Everyone gasped when Tiffany was suddenly flung aside. They all froze in shock as Ethan arrived with fury in his eyes, quickly making his way to Jessica, whose wig was disheveled and clutched in her hands. Jessica, are you okay? Ethan asked worriedly. I'm fine, she said hurriedly, fixing her wig and the fake mask underneath. But what are you doing here? Ethan exhaled, helping her stand before turning a cold gaze on Tiffany, who swallowed hard. Who told you, he said icily, that you could lay a hand on Jessica? She started it, sir, Tiffany insisted, voice quavering. I told her. I've told all of you before, Ethan interrupted, raising his voice. You're not allowed to touch Jessica. Everyone jumped. Some stared at him in fear. He took a deep breath and held his wife's hand, who was still shaken. If this ever happens again, you're all getting fired. Do you understand me? Yes, sir, the employees answered in unison. And you, Miss Tiffany. You and I are going to have a talk, Ethan said, his voice final. They left, and Jessica stared at her husband's tense features as they walked away together. He was so protective of her that it would only make things harder for her. Over the next few days, the company fell quiet again. Most of the employees were too scared to approach Jessica as though she carried some contagious disease. All because of Ethan's warning. She almost wanted to laugh, realizing people avoided her. Now, what's Ryan doing here? Jessica asked. He said he's looking for something and he wants me to leave him alone, Rachel said. As far as I know, he's supposed to be in a meeting with Ethan right now. They're supposed to present the building design, Jessica replied. She then saw Ethan's younger brother, Ryan, holding some papers. Her eyes widened when she noticed him discreetly swapping a folder with another identical one. Hey, Jessica murmured, stepping back as Ryan left Ethan's office, smiling as if nothing had happened. She frowned at the folder in his hand, which resembled one Ethan also used. What were you doing in Ethan's office? She asked outright. Why? I was just looking for something I left, Ryan said. What's it to you, Jessica? It's just suspicious that you're so interested in your brother's office, Jessica replied. Ryan laughed and shook his head. He's my brother, Jessica. It's not a big deal if I check his stuff. Besides, isn't it that you don't really care about him? Why act nosy now? She didn't answer, stepping back when he purposely bumped her shoulder on his way to the conference room. She knew Ryan and Ethan weren't on good terms. She also knew that Ryan saw Ethan as an enemy, especially since their family often favored Ethan. Their grandfather did in particular. Ma'am, are you going to the meeting? Rachel asked. Yes, I need to find something out, Jessica answered, heading for the elevator. I have a hunch. What is it, Mom? Rachel asked curiously. I'll tell you once I'm sure, Jessica said with a smile. She entered the meeting room, surprising Ethan. She merely smiled at him and took a seat beside him. Across the table was Ryan, twirling a pen with a smug expression. All right, let's begin the presentation, Anthony, the father of the two men, announced. They started. Ryan went first, and Jessica's jaw dropped when she saw Ethan's own building design flashing on the screen. She glanced at Ethan, who stared forward in shock. Ethan, Jessica whispered. It's probably just a coincidence, he answered in a low voice. That's all, Mr. Anthony, Ryan smiled and locked eyes with his brother. Jessica's teeth clenched as she watched him. Ethan stood to present next, clearly unsettled. Jessica nodded at him, urging him on. He took a deep breath and showed a design identical to his brother's. It must be a fluke that my design turned out like my brother's, Ethan said calmly. But I'd still like to present it as part of the plan. He noticed that all the copies of his plan were replaced with photocopies. Jessica saw the disappointment in Anthony's face and the confusion in her own father's eyes. Ethan, Jessica said later, I saw Ryan go into your office before the meeting. He said he was looking for something, but I saw him grabbing a folder that looked exactly like yours. Ethan froze, then recovered. He wouldn't do that. I know my brother, and we promised each other. But I really saw it, Jessica pressed. He wouldn't do it. It's probably just a coincidence that we both had the same idea, Ethan said. He swallowed hard, meeting her gaze. Thanks for being there earlier when I was presenting. I appreciate that. Don't you believe me, Ethan? What if the same thing that happened before repeats itself? Jessica asked. He sighed and shook his head, making Jessica's shoulders slump. She watched him walk out of the conference room with his materials. She followed until she ran into Ryan again. Are you trying to turn my brother against me, Jessica? Ryan asked icily. She gave him a sweet smile. Why would I ruin someone who's already ruined, Ryan? His jaw clenched. Watch your mouth, Jessica. You were never part of this family's plan. Don't act like you have any say here. I know you don't like me. Good news. I don't like you either, Jessica retorted. He glared. My brother adores you. I can't even grasp how you managed to make him do that. Why are you that jealous, Ryan? She asked, grinning. He raised his hand to strike her, but she just smiled, lifting a brow. His jaw tensed as he glowered at her. Don't poke your nose where it doesn't belong, Jessica. Your family is nothing but a speck in our company, so back off, Ryan snarled. Jessica's smile vanished. She took a step closer, making him flinch. Don't drag my family into this, Ryan. You really want to go there? Because if you do, this is going to end badly for you. She marched off to find Ethan, only to stop when she saw him inside his office staring at a folder. Jessica took a breath, then entered. Ethan, she said. He looked up. My design was pretty good, right? Jessica smiled reassuringly. You're still the best architect I know. No doubt about it. Ethan gazed at her, aware he was falling for her. He'd accepted it. She'd accepted him, too. What's this act about? Why did you do that again? Asked her mother, Susan. A few days later, Jessica was at her parents' house, not wearing her wig or mask. Her older brother, Eric, burst out laughing at her. What's wrong with it? I told you, right? I don't want to be married, so I'm trying to make Ethan grossed out by me, Jessica admitted. But even so, daughter, you're deceiving your husband, Susan said. Ethan is good to you. If he finds out, how do you think he'll react? That's even better, Jessica argued. So he'll stay away from me. Her father, also named Anthony, interjected. But what if your plan backfires? That's the point, Jessica exclaimed. I never wanted this marriage anyway. I only agreed because we needed good exposure and endorsements for our business. But if it's not someone I truly love, why be stuck? Her mother sighed. All right, but I'm telling you, this is not a good idea. End this charade. You're tricking your own husband. Okay, Mom, Jessica muttered, rolling her eyes. She hesitated, then added, by the way, Mom, how much do you know about Ryan? Why? Susan asked. Isn't he the one who survived that big fire before? Jessica asked. Didn't Dad say Ryan got separated in the burning building and only Ethan was found inside? Susan and Anthony exchanged glances. From what I recall, Ryan was admitted to the hospital a long time ago. He had mood swings, talked to himself, that kind of thing. He almost ended up in a mental institution, but they said he got better after therapy. Why are you asking? Anthony pressed. Jessica hesitated. No reason, she lied. But she couldn't help worrying about Ethan, who seemed clueless about Ryan's true intentions. She also couldn't help wondering why she cared so much. Later that day, she returned to Ethan's company wearing her wig and mask. The moment she stepped out of the car, a large man grabbed her. Tiffany, is that her? The man asked. Yes, she's the reason I got fired, Tiffany snarled. Jessica gaped at the three large men surrounding her. One grabbed her arm. She swallowed. So, you're the ugly thing that got my girlfriend fired. Don't you know who you're messing with? The man demanded. Let me go. It's not my fault your girlfriend got fired, Jessica retorted. If you don't know, she was a bully. Got it? She yanked her arm back, calmly trying to leave, but the man accidentally tugged off her wig, revealing her naturally wavy hair. Jessica's eyes went wide. Oh my God. Tiffany gasped, eyes bulging at Jessica's real appearance. Jessica snatched her wig back just in time to see Ethan's car pulling up. Help! Jessica shouted. Security! Shut up, woman, the man snapped, grabbing her arm again. Ethan! Jessica yelled desperately. He couldn't see her real face. Not now. He couldn't find out she was secretly beautiful. She couldn't blow her plan to end this marriage. Jessica, Ethan's voice rang out. She saw him throw a punch at Tiffany's boyfriend. The security guards arrived along with Ethan's personal bodyguards. Take that man to the station, Ethan ordered, seizing a switchblade from him. Let me go, the man yelled, glaring at Ethan. Who do you think you are, firing Tiffany over this ugly? Ethan's jaw tightened. You just attacked my wife, he snarled. The man paused, looking at Jessica with shock. Jessica merely stared back. Get him out of here, Ethan repeated coldly. Let me go, he shouted as they dragged him away. Tiffany. Jessica breathed a sigh of relief, shaking her head. She'd been close to getting exposed. If Ethan had seen it, her plan would have been ruined. She still wanted an out from this marriage. Are you okay? Ethan asked. Does anything hurt? I'm fine, Jessica said. You got here just in time. Nothing hurts, he asked anxiously. When I woke up this morning, you were gone. Have you eaten? Are you sure you're okay? He bombarded her with questions. She swallowed. Her mother's warning echoed in her mind, don't deceive your husband. Taking a deep breath, she reached out and touched Ethan's hand. He stopped, staring in surprise. Let's eat together, Jessica said. Really? Ethan asked, looking uncertain. Your mood is different today. You're not pulling any crazy stunts. She laughed. Don't worry. Just for now, I won't. Tomorrow, I might be back to my usual self. Ethan shook his head. No matter what you do, our marriage stands. I'm not signing any papers. Why? She asked. Why won't you let me go? He didn't answer, only picked up his car keys. Jessica exhaled, a strange pang in her heart. She followed him inside where they held hands in a calmer atmosphere. Was she doing the right thing? Later, Jessica stepped out of the restroom in a restaurant and froze when she spotted Ryan at a table with two other men. They were seated near her, so she ducked out of sight. If he saw her without the wig and mask, it would blow her cover. So, Ryan, did you manage to get the upcoming projects from Dad? One of the men asked. Ryan chuckled. Not yet, but I'm close. There was just some snag I need to focus on. What snag? The other man asked. Your brother's wife. She's obviously a clueless doormat just following him around. That's not it, Ryan said. I know she's actually smart. She caught on right away that I took Ethan's designs. She's my real problem right now. While Ethan is dancing in the palm of my hand. He's scared I'll refuse to reconcile with him. Jessica's jaw tightened. She was seated back to back with Ryan's group. She quickly decided to record everything on her phone. She set it to record. What do you plan to do now, Ryan? One man asked. It seems your dad favors Ethan. Didn't he know about the old fire? Ryan laughed. Jessica nearly cursed under her breath, hearing them bring up the fire. Dad doesn't know a thing, Ryan replied. He thinks it was Ethan's fault the building burned, but I'm the one who started the fire that trapped Ethan inside. What? The other man said in shock. You caused it? Jessica could barely keep it together hearing this confession. They have no idea, Ryan continued. So now I'm taking my chance to seize our parents' attention. I'll turn everything in my favor. As for Jessica, I don't care about her. She's gullible, easily fooled, perfect for my plans. Jessica gritted her teeth. Standing up slowly, she took her cup of hot coffee and, out of sheer mischief, let some of it spill onto Ryan's table, causing him to shout. What the hell, he roared. She leaned down, speaking directly into his ear. Your time is coming. Not today, but soon, she whispered. What? Ryan demanded, blinking in confusion as he stared at her face. She only smirked, then hurried out of the restaurant, phone in hand. She arrived at the home she shared with Ethan and found him swimming in their pool. Quickly, she put on her wig and mask before going outside. How long has he been there? Jessica asked a housekeeper. For a while, ma'am. He seems upset, the housekeeper replied. All right. Please prepare some food, Jessica said. She settled onto a poolside lounge chair, waiting for Ethan to finish. When he finally emerged from the water, he froze for a second upon seeing her, then hurried to grab a towel. Jessica couldn't help staring at his physique. She had seen it before and even touched him, but it still made her feel self-conscious. Like the view? Ethan teased. She blinked and looked away. No. He chuckled, draping the towel over his shoulders. Where did you go so early this morning? Did you eat? Jessica cleared her throat and pointed to a chair. Let's talk. About what? He asked, sipping some juice. Jessica took a deep breath. How sure are you that you and your brother can ever sort things out? He frowned. Why do you ask? She shrugged. I just want to know if he's blackmailing you or if you're just too nice to notice that he's taking advantage of you, she says.